Good evening, brothers and sisters. Today I was a bit, how shall I put it, apprehensive for what kind of video I should be making. I went through a lot of subjects and then I got a phone call from somebody. A young lady I'd known quite a while ago was viciously attacked by her boyfriend some months ago. He beat her, held her hostage, threatened to kill her. The neighbours heard her screaming, phoned the police, who broke in and rescued her. He then assaulted the police, where he had a knife, trying to stab the police. The police overpowered him, arrested him, and actually spent some time in the police cells. Now the news at court yesterday. And I phoned his ex-girl up to find out what exactly had happened to him. And he answered the phone. Quite surprising. What had happened at court is the police didn't show up at court, so got straight out of court. So let's get this right. He assaulted a woman, held her hostage, assaulted police, threatened to kill the woman, threatened to stab police, and the police couldn't even turn up at court to give evidence. No one they got off. And she went back to him. I mean, he could kill her now and it's her own fault. She knows what he's like, she's went back to him, she's made her choice. But the point is, forget about her. It's her choice. What about the poor policeman? Went to rescue her, and they had some 6'2" idiot trying to stab them with a knife. You know, you can understand why the police get very annoyed, but it's not just the policeman didn't decide to turn up at court, it would have been his superiors decided that it wasn't worth going to court. Which I find very, very disappointing. Now, the police tell you, don't take things into your own hands. If anything happens, call us. Well, I mean, look what's happened with, I'm not a follower of some of the people on YouTube, but I'm not even going to mention a name. But he had threats to kill his wife and children, and he went to the police, give the person his name, give the person everything, give the police everything about the person. Police said they couldn't find him. So this famous person off YouTube decided to go out and find him himself. 30 minutes it took. 30 minutes to find him. He went round to the guy's house, knocked on his door, and says, "Why you been threatening to kill me and my wife?" And the guy was panicking because he thought he was going to get the hide of his life. But this person who had a YouTube channel wasn't like that. He wanted to go around and get the guy to explain why he threatened to kill his wife and kids. And then he phoned the police and says, "Listen, that guy, I've caught him. Fires, come round and get him." So they did, they come round and got him. They were there in about 10 minutes. But the fact is, the police had all that information, and yet they couldn't even find him. And yet it took a civilian 30 minutes to find him. About 20 years ago, I got robbed a shotgun. Someone pointed a shotgun at us and robbed us when I worked at a fuel station. Now, I was in the orders to, if I got robbed by anyone with a weapon, just to hand the cash over, you know. So that's exactly what I done. And 3 days later, I found out who it was, and I went round to see him. I'm not saying what happened after that, but I found him in 3 days, and he was an armed robber. Why aren't the police finding him? I'll tell you why. It's the hands are tied. It's not the individual police that don't want to do the job. It's the money. They can't afford it. They haven't got the manpower. They haven't got the funds behind them. You know, I mean, okay, other countries need help, but we should start helping ourselves, our own police force. Our prisons are undermanned, our hospitals are undermanned, our police force is undermanned. and yet we send millions and millions and millions abroad to other countries like India who've got their own space program and got nuclear weapons. So why are we sending them hundreds of millions of pounds in aid to help the poor? If they could afford a space program and nuclear weapons, why don't they spend the money on the poor? Same in this country, we've got a lot of homeless people. A friend of mine may be made homeless shortly, and they're trying to find them somewhere in a homeless shelter. In this day and age, we shouldn't have homeless on the streets of, big countries like the UK and the US. We shouldn't have homeless. I mean, this lad's not a druggie. He has working, but he's lost his job. And he's going to be ending up on the streets. We need to start thinking more about our own countries instead of giving money abroad. I do feel sorry for the people abroad, but I also feel sorry for the people of our own country. These people that paid the taxes for years and years and years, worked hard for years and years and years to build this country into a better country. We need to start thinking more of ourselves. It's selfish, but I always say charity begins at home, and I truly believe that. May not go down well with a lot of yous, but that's the truth. We need to start looking after our own folk, our own people. And when I say that, I don't mean our own folk as in ordinance or whatever. I mean our own cultures, our own communities, whether they're Christian, Muslim, atheist, Jewish, whatever, it doesn't matter. We need to look after our own communities, the ones that have paid all these taxes in, that have fought for the country, that have looked after the country, instead of giving it away to countries that have got their own space programs and stuff. Right, I'm ranting on again now. This has been a long video. Right, okay, mate. God bless you all. Hail to you. Hail. Bye.